I'm here today with USBC Hall of Famer and professional bowling titleist and three-time Collegiate Coach of the Year, Pat Costello. Pat, you're the perfect person to talk about team bowling. We're going to do some drills today that are going to really focus on the players watching each other.
Correct.
And it's going to improve their accuracy, correct?
Correct. Yes, Carolyn, I have this little drill called Walk the Line. And what I found when I was coaching is that if a player doesn't know where they finish, they can't help the next player on their team. Or if you're an individual player and you don't know where you're finished, then you throw a great shot. Then when you throw a bad shot, you don't know whether it's the ball, the lane, what it is. So it's very, very important that you learn to walk your lines and hit your target lines, hit your break point, and then you can help yourself as well as your teammates.
That's so important. You know, we get so caught up in what's happening down the lane, what the result is. We don't pay attention from point A to point B, which
Correct.
is that, you know, start to the foul line. And if we don't know where we're finishing, how can I help you on your next shot?
Correct. So it's really, really important in collegiate bowling. I found that to be key. If you don't have the great, great, great players, you can have a good team if they just learn to walk their line and line up off their teammates.
All right, let's see how to incorporate walk the line into your game.
All right, Natalie, what we want to do now is we want to walk the line so that we can see where we finish every time, because it's important, right, to finish the same place every time. All right, so get up here. Now we want to make sure that we always line up with the inside of our left foot, especially if we're doing team bowling, so that everybody can finish in this. We'll see how we do it here to finish in the same place, okay? So inside of your left foot, it's on 22. All right, let's see where we finish on this first shot. That's about 19 and a half, and we want to be on 20. You see how that ball skidded right on you? So you walked a little bit too far to the right. So we want to make sure this time now that you're a little bit more, either 21 or 20. Let's see where you want to be, and then we'll try to hit it every single time. We got to get you in the right place first, though. Okay? Just slide that left foot right underneath your chin, right to your target line. That was better. And again, what's great about this is we aren't worried about your result right now. All we want to do is to get you to walk your line. So now that I think we've got it, let's see if you can do it all the time. 22 to 21 is the number you want to hit. All right, great, Natalie. Now you've completed your 10 shots, starting in the same position, and we had a little variance, but not too bad here. But we have to figure out what was the best number, because now we're going to start. We have to hit our target, so we can start looking at our target. Now, is that target the one that we're going to be striking on? Maybe not, but for the drill, it's about hitting your target and what the result is, so we know how to adjust from what we're doing here. So we've got a good place at 22. I think your best looks like you like 21. 21's a pretty good place here. So let's try to slide on 21, and now we're going to hit our target. So what's your target? What are you looking at? 12? 12. All right, and then we'll see where we go from there, and we'll start hitting our target and figuring out the lane condition from that. All right, Natalie, get in your starting position. Now what we want to do this time is not only walk the line, but hit our target. Very good, well done. Okay, we missed a little left that time. I think, where did you end up? 22, okay? It also causes you to stand up because you're trying to reach your target. So let's try it one more time. Much better. That was pretty good. Good. Okay, Natalie, we've done a really good job here with your start, your finish, your target up front. Did you miss it left? Did you miss it right? You've done pretty well here, as you see. And your break point. So we did all this. Well, we have to get to that break point. We want to make sure that we get consistently down the lane, because today, in today's game, targeting up front is somewhat important, but the most important part of the lane is down the lane now, and your accuracy down there, and how much room do we have. Sometimes we don't have very much. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go down the lane, put my foot on the lane, and show you where to throw the ball to so you can see the line and draw that imaginary line in your mind. Okay? All right, let's go do it. Money. Good girl.
Boy, Coach, that walk the line drill really incorporates three important aspects of the game to help you become more accurate.
Yeah, it really does, Carolyn, because you have to learn to walk straight first. The thing with bowlers today is they don't look down to see where they finish. And it's so important, as you well know, to adjust to the lane and the balls today. So walking that line, drawing imaginary lines from their break point, through their target line, back to their bowling shoulder, and walking that line, it's an amazing thing how it will help you become more accurate, strike more, because the back end's one of the most important parts of the game today.
And I think we forget about that sometimes, especially as many lessons as I give, is everybody thinks just looking at their target and once your ball rolls over it, that's it. We completely forget about that break point down lane, which with the modern game and the new conditions that we bowl on, the break point is one of the most important areas that we need to focus on.
Yeah, it sure is. It's not like in the days when I bowled, we looked at the arrows and thought it was great when we hit them.
Right.
So now you have to look at the break points and get that ball down the lane and really get accurate. So be loose, have fun, and strike a lot.
Coach, it's amazing, but there are a lot of key components in bowling that, give us that good finish position. And a lot of people think we throw it with our upper body, but that's not true, is it?
No, Carolyn, it's amazing, and I've taught for quite a few years, and it's all about the legs, especially for the ladies. You've got to get that lower body involved, and you have to be solid at the foul line to deliver a really good shot.
And it really doesn't matter what skill level you are. Leverage comes from the legs no matter what skill level.
Absolutely. Balance, accuracy, leverage, those are the three keys to being successful today.
Let's take a look at some of these drills.
Nicole, what we're going to do now is we're going to practice this finishing position so you kind of get a feel about what's going on. So let's put our sliding foot forward and make sure it's right up underneath your chin, in good position. Put our left hand on the wall here, all right, down and on the wall so it's comfortable. Right foot back and toward the wall and up on your toe, up toward the wall. Here we go, go. Up on the wall, that's it, good girl. And then we can bring this down to get your shoulders a little bit better, and then you want to feel it. You feel in your legs there? Yeah. Pretty good? Yeah, there you go. So this is going to help you with your accuracy and your balance. If we can get to the foul line just like that every time, wouldn't that be nice? Then you'll hit your target and you'll have great leverage. And we ladies need more leverage, don't we? Okay, so there you go.
So let's talk a little bit about trailing leg, getting that out of the way so that we can clear a path for that ball. Everyone at home has a wall, or maybe at your bowling center you can use this as your prop. So what we want to do first is let's get into the position that we want to be. We're in the step before the slide. Put your left arm out. Before we do that, let's get about 2 feet from the wall. Left arm out, right arm back. Let's keep the thumbs down, keep your knees bent. The purpose of this is to clear that right leg when we're coming in for that landing, not block it here, but to do what? Let's hit that wall. You see that move right here? Let's do that one more time. Hit that wall. Get good follow through, good extension. boom, hit that wall. There's one other thing that you can do while we're into this position. You remember that we have to have a good balance arm over on the left side, in this case for a right-hander. Move away from the wall slightly. Now watch. Let's brush that wall for another good balanced position. So I hope this works. Use this at home. Trail leg out. Let's get that leg out of the way. Fill that hole. Hopefully you'll make some better shots.
All right, Nicole, so now we'll get you in your starting position. We've worked it on the wall. Hopefully you felt like it's what it's supposed to feel like. So now the object is to do it without the ball, to the approach, and do your finishing position. Okay, ready? When you go. So now what we're going to do is I want you to slow down, because you don't go running up to the foul line when you bowl. So let's slow down this time and really hit that finish. Bend the knee and execute it. There you go. Really good. Well done. So now when you get to the foul line, you're going to be in the same position every time. You're going to have your leverage and your accuracy back. All right, Nicole, now what we're going to do is we're going to do it with the ball. We're going to do the real thing here. So the object is same thing as just like you did the last time, except we're going to execute the shot, finishing position, stick your landing, and hold it till the ball hits the pins. Can you do that? Yes, sirree. All right, let's go. Come on, you can do it. Ah, well done. Well done. Good job. Okay, here's another drill for you to get your students to be in a better position at the foul line to increase their leverage. So for example, I have Nicole here. Now if Nicole, put your left foot forward, Nicole, like you're in your finishing position, and if you have an athlete that leans too far forward, take your hand and try to pick up the chair. It's difficult. Now let's do this again. Now we're going to move up here, and you're going to step a little bit to the left of the chair, get your sliding foot out in front of you, bend those knees, girl. Get this foot back. All right, now show me the leverage you will have with this chair. Pick it down, up, there. See how much easier that was than picking it up out in front of you? So now you'll see the position with the shoulders. We've got the toe, the knee, and the chin all in line with each other, and to increase their leverage and accuracy at the foul line.
Coach, it's very apparent how important your legs are to good balance and good leverage.
Really, Carolyn. I mean, especially for the ladies, we tend to try to use our upper bodies like the guys can do, and they can really get away with it because they're so strong. But the ladies really have to focus on that opposite sliding leg and use it as the accelerator, just like a gas pedal to your car. If you want to go slower, then you just push off easy. You want to go medium, push harder, and you really have to get your legs going. That ball's hooking, you have to speed up your arm swing. You need more ball speed. Use that opposite leg to just accelerate into the release, and it's an amazing thing, and it's a great feel too.
So that's another thing that you can incorporate into that first drill with against the wall is make sure that pivot step is before you get your leg over there, kind of just push off on it to even get that feel to get you into that leverage position.
Absolutely.
Okay, incorporate these drills into your game for a better finish position. Coach, there's a part of the lane that a lot of bowlers forget about sometimes, and that's the front part of the lane, the heads. And where your ball actually gets into the heads and where it starts to roll is really important to ball motion.
Yeah, sure is, Carolyn, because we forget sometimes about that part because we're so result oriented. So what we want to do is look at the front part of the lane as bowlers think of loft, and when I think of loft, I think of throwing it up and down. Well, we don't want to do that. So why don't we just say lay down to the lane. So we're going to have 3 different lay down spots from the foul line through the heads. We can say that so that everybody can kind of understand that a little bit easier. So everybody wants to have 3 so that when the ball hooks too soon, what do I do? If the ball doesn't hook soon enough, what do I do?
And this is a great drill then to change that area of where we lay the ball down to create different ball motion down lane, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's take a look at these drills and how you can incorporate them into your game.
Okay, so what we're trying to do here now is to set the ball down at the foul line, medium, or even get the ball out where we say loft the ball out onto the lane. As you can see here with Amy, Amy's regular shot is more at the second line at the medium. And that ball snapped up pretty good and she left the 6-pin. So what we want to do now is to bring her eyes back, have her lay the ball down a little sooner so we get a little bit more of a smoother back end to hit the pocket in her desired area. Now, let's say that she had a little bit, wasn't enough back end, and if you want more back end, then she would loft it up and over that third line that's on the lane here, and then you could see how the ball will really react more in the back end.
Coach, it's amazing, but a lot of people, bowlers and coaches both, are still so, back end oriented or result oriented. We forget about how important that front part of the lane is.
Yes, because we can see how, just with Amy, on how her regular, and then she moves her eyes closer to the foul line and it gets the ball to be smoother. And then when you want it to jump, you just get it out on the lane more, which is really opposite of when I bowled. So all those coaches out there, if you're as old as I am, we need to start looking at the lane a little bit differently. And this is for sure one of them because it's really opposite of like it was when I bowled.
And it's a different perception, even for the bowler.
Right.
With Amy, asking her to move her eyes back, it was a little uncomfortable at first.
Right, it is.
But once she got used to it and saw the difference in the back end reaction, there's another tool for her game.
Right, absolutely. Amy learned a lot today.
Okay, so just another reason why another set of eyes, whether it be your coach or your teammate, is going to be helpful to read your ball reaction. Coach, one of the most important aspects of the game, I believe, is spare shooting, and I'm sure you might agree on that.
Pretty much, yes.
I mean, if you want to increase your average, if you want to definitely make those games clean, spares are really important. And you have this great drill, 5-ball drill, for making spares.
Right, you can ask any of my students that it's all about the spare game. If you get your spares, the strikes will come. It's just that simple because you get so much confidence because then you can make any spare you leave and all of a sudden you start striking like a fool. So spares are the most important, and hopefully with this 5-ball drill today, we'll show you how you can practice with a full rack of pins.
Okay, now with this drill, will we be using a spare ball?
Spare ball.
Okay, so it goes straight, takes the lane out of play. Let's see if we can make those spares in 5 shots.
Okay, so the object here is to take the 4-7 off without hitting the 2-pin, which Kara just did right there. That was kind of nice. That's the first shot. Now the second shot would be to hit the 6-10 without hitting the 3-pin. So we'll see how Kara does this one. The object here now is for her to hit the 2-pin without hitting the head pin. Ah, very nice. Well done. And now we're going to come back here. This is for the 4th shot, and she'll hit the 3-pin without hitting the head pin. And now the last one, we let them pick up their strike ball and throw a strike shot. It's like a reward for being so good on all the other ones. But the object is to do it in 5 shots and then do it over and over and over again. It takes a while for the athletes to be able to do this because again, it's timing, accuracy, swing, everything has to be in line to their target line. And again, this just builds the accuracy for their spare shooting.
Wow, Coach, I mean, you talk about really becoming accurate at shooting your spares. What a great drill. But what I noticed was she had to strike on that last shot. Explain that.
Well, what we like to do is some way do a little stressful type, pressure type situation where now to finish this drill, you have to strike to complete the 5. And if you miss that strike, you have to start all over. So, I mean, if you're bowling in an event and you need to make even a 6-pin to win, you know, that's a stressful situation and pressure, and you have to learn how to handle it. So this is just one way we coaches do it without even letting them know that it's a pressure situation. And we have different drills and put athletes against athletes. So there's a lot of challenges that you can do with this one thing.
And also, it's a great drill to get the rest of the team involved, because the rest of the team is kind of trying to pump you up. Come on, you can make your spare, as I heard the other girls doing.
Well, we do sometimes. What's amazing is we'll do the challenge, and everybody's still working on the challenge, and we have somebody who's on their last shot, and then everybody will stop, and they'll all line up on either side of them and even add more pressure to the last one. So it's all about getting them the experience and learning how to handle different things.
So here's a drill to make you more accurate with your spare shooting and add a little pressure for those shots when you really need it. Coach, what a great targeting drill this is coming up to show you the 3 different parts of the lane that you really need to target.
Right, Carolyn, it's all about the front, the mid lane, and the back end. And the back end today, as we've said many times, is the most important, and that's what the bowler has a hard time seeing. So you always start in the front, get them comfortable there, and then work your way down the lane.
I like what we're going to see, though, is that we did start from the front where most bowlers are the most comfortable.
Correct.
But that down lane one seems to be the most difficult.
Very, very tricky. Very tricky. It's a matter of trust and seeing the lines. And once they start seeing those lines, then they can draw imaginary lines and see it without the cones.
All right, let's take a look at how we can become more accurate.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the 2 targets up front, about 10 boards apart, so that it has enough room for the ball to roll between them without hitting either cone. That's the goal, looking at the target. We do that several times without hitting the cones, and you just, again, it's repeating, repeating, repeating. Then after we do that, we're going to take those 2 cones and move them down the lane, coaches, to where their break point is. This is the hardest part of the whole drill, is getting the ball down the lane to their break point. Moving it down, you may have to move them a little bit, you know, to tweak it till you get the right break point. Now we've done our first 2 targets. We've left the cones down the lane, now we have to move them into number 3. We're going to work at the front part of the lane as well as the break point. So we're going to take the cones from down the lane, leaving the inside cone where it is. Bring the outside cone up forward to the arrow area, and now the object is to go left of the front cone and right of the cone down lane. Hopefully this will improve your athlete's accuracy up through the front, through the mid lane, through the break point.
Coach, what a fantastic way to look at that break point, which we've really been focusing on, because it's so, no one really focuses on it anymore because we're so concerned with that front part of the lane.
Right, and you know what? It's so hard for a bowler to see it. You know, I have some athletes that can just go right up there and it's no problem. They draw their imaginary lines and they just throw it there. Then I have athletes that, hey, I can't see it, I just can't see it. So you try to draw them the pictures and show them. And like, again, everybody learns differently and you have to give them targets to look at.
What I really liked about this drill also is, besides actually getting you to get the ball where it needs to be, training your eye to stay focused on a target is even, I mean, fantastic with this drill.
Focusing on the target, being able to be free and hit the target and not try to place the ball. You don't want to try to place it because then it won't go where you want it. So you just allow it to be free, let it swing. You're just practicing, and this is how you learn the best.
Okay, and we're going to end here on this drill, but okay, Pat, go ahead and say it. You have to have what?
You have to be happy, 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 and have lots of fun.
You heard it here first.